All right, recording standard. We've got a rotation-proof list that is Black White Pixie. Your Caves of Kolos will become Godless Shrines, so your Vergers will get better. You're just going to take less damage. Shocklands are obviously much better than Painlands, so this deck actually is just going to get better with rotation with the release of Edge of Eternities. But yeah, the Hopeless never got banned. We are trying Pixie stuff with some of the new Final Fantasy cards. And yeah, Black White mana going forward is going to be good. You have a Shockland and a Fast Land. Everybody has a Verge. Not too much to say about the list. Tiny Bones joins up, replaces Hopeless Nightmare alongside Bandit's Talent. And then we've got Dark Confidant, trying some Moogle. And then, of course, Cecil, all from Final Fantasy. Got the Bird, which is just another pickup card. But yeah, nothing too new, nothing too special. Sideboard, I've got some Clarion Conquers to see if this card's any good against the VV decks. Random Elenda, just as a hard to deal with threat. Extra Planeswalker, Duress for control, Rest in Peace for Graveyard Hate, and then just Preacher to replace removal. Maybe a matchup where Nowhere to Run is dead. You can put in different threats. So that is it for the list. Gonna record a few matches, and I will see you guys in the games. Alright, let's go first. Sure, this hand's sweet. Unfortunately, we have Get Lost, but everything else seems good. I think we're going to fire this off. Fountain Port. Okay, it could be mono white. Maybe mono white with 2 Fountain Ports in hand. So blue white lay down arms. Shit. Sure. This is more power. This is basically Hopeless Nightmare, right? We're dealing 2. It's funny. Could actually deal damage to myself, which I think I should have. I don't know what my opponent's playing. Just blue-white? Huh. Opponent is playing a weird one. So I could Kieran. I think I'm still supposed to Kieran at the end of their turn. Obviously it's not mana efficient, but it's a flash threat. And okay, never mind. Alright, opponent just playing blue-white flashcards. What is this stock up? Okay. Maybe it's control, I don't know. Things are happening over here. Kieran again. Wow. I think I'm just going to keep firing off Tiny Bones joins up. I could be drawing cards. I guess they could have Sweeper. I'm drawing Preacher, though. They have Land and Sweeper, and then they also have to have Answer to Preacher, which could happen. Stock Up's a hell of a card. We were definitely grinding. Negate. I cast Get Lost. You pick up you. I guess I could pick up the other Kieran. That was a mistake, obviously. I don't know why I thought. Not a big deal, but I don't know why I thought they were discarding two. I guess there's two triggers in the stack, and I tricked myself, but whatever. We have a little bit less pressure. Probably doesn't actually change the clock that much. So nothing. So 3. Okay, let's math. Should I just 2-turn them? I'm probably supposed to play Preacher. So it's worst if they draw Wrath exactly next turn. So I'm thinking if they draw Wrath set the second turn, it's awkward for me because I want to deploy the Kieran to lay pressure. So I think it's fine to play the Preacher, but it's hard to say. So now, how bad is Wrath off the top? This is vanilla 4-3. Kieran's vanilla 2-1. So I get this damage across. If they don't draw Wrath next turn, I just win, right? Because they can draw Wrath the turn after, and then I have the reach with the flyer. I don't know. It's hard to say how to play this, but I think the things I'm supposed to be considering are Stock Up and just any Sweeper. Probably could have played the Bob, but whatever. I don't think they have an out now. Oh, Ultima, actually. I forgot this ended the turn. So yeah, Kieran does not kill them. That's interesting. Ultima's a weird card. Alright, well, that Get Lost was very good. So Get Lost doesn't hit artifacts, right? Yeah, so there's a new temporary lockdown that this does not hit because it's an artifact, so I hate Get Lost though. Get Lost sucks. They had a bunch of creatures in their deck. They're playing like, I don't know, they're playing weird stuff. Get lost hitting lockdown is really nice. I think I'm gonna take out Cecil's. I think I like everything else. I really just want to draw any of my discard stuff. Even Momentum Breaker's not that bad as a sort of Raven's Crime. This is good enough. Elspeth's nice if they sweeper me, and I can get my mana up. Be a decent matchup post board. I get a million dresses and I have Dark Confidant in my deck. Looks a lot like a temporary lockdown, but I think I just take the bait. Because I don't know they have it. I don't know they have third land. I don't know what colors they have. And it's not the end of the world if it happens. I'm just going to replay a Dark Confidant and tell them to have another sweeper. The upside of this living is super high too. Okay, they don't have lockdown. They do have third land. Now I have Kieran. I could not attack with Dark Confidant to play around like Smite or whatever, but I have Kieran, so. They have blockers, don't they? Get lost Cecil. Okay, I'm not going to fight over that. Does that mean I think they have Sweeper? I'm going to play Preacher. Their willingness to get lost to Cecil makes me think maybe they don't have like Day of Judgment. So why wouldn't you go after the Dark Confidant? Whatever. Alright, well I think we're just set up for success now. Here we go. I think we've probably got this one. Ultima, okay. Well, I can't do anything. I guess I can Kieran to save my Bob. Is Bob better? Is Preacher better? I'm just gonna Elspeth, so. Force him to have a get lost for it. Well, that doesn't really do that much. I mean, it does a lot, but it doesn't do that much. Alright. Let's click our buttons. And I guess I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't think it matters. I think as long as I click buttons, we will win. Okay, so do I want to Bob or do I want to leave up Kieran? I guess I should just activate both of these, right? So yeah, their last two cards were double lands, so this is going to kill them really quickly too. It just doesn't matter what I do, like I said. Could leave up Kieran and just bounce a talent, but I think since I can't lose, I'm going to try to win the game as fast as possible. Okay. You have been vanquished, opponent. Go ahead, 0 Elspeth, pass, and then we can one-shot him in the air next turn. I guess it doesn't matter. None of it matters. Maybe the most optimal line was just jump these, attack you for 4, and then you take 4 twice. Probably technically the best, but I think if they can't lock down me, it doesn't really matter, and I get lost. Maybe like Fountain Port sack, draw counterspell, temporary lockdown. I get lost the lockdown, they counter it, and then they have to top deck answer to Elspeth, and then I have all these flyers. So that seems unlikely, but it could technically happen. And then I don't... Yeah, I guess they could just top deck a sweeper after I commit to the board. A Fountain Port, they have to use all their mana doing that stuff. And they didn't Fountain Port, so. This one is a GG. Okay. Alright, there it is. Opponent concedes. GG. That matchup seems decent. You know, maybe my opponent could have made some better decisions. But I think if you draw well, just like Duress, Dark Confidant, all this stuff seems really good against control decks. GG's. Alright, well, we need help. We're against a landfall, which is terrifying because we don't have a removal spell, but we immediately top decked one, and hopefully we can just bounce this 100 times and kill all their things. If they play 2 1-drops, we lose. Kind of, not really. Okay, that's dead. You're getting moogled, opponent. Okay. Well, that's not too bad. You could draw a card and give them a breaker. We don't really want that. I guess I will just attack. If they want a Snakeskin Veil, I guess they can. I don't mind that much. It's like a pretty greedy play. Okay. Well, I think we're just going to say you got me. Hope they don't draw another threat. Even if they do, we have a high life total. I was supposed to just, well, that's a very good card in this spot, actually. Maybe I'm just dead. Okay. Yeah. That's probably the best possible card you could have against my deck. I'd love to land. Just gonna chew through all their stuff as fast as I can, I guess. Guess I'd rather play this. Need them to stop drawing threats, I guess, and then maybe I'll be okay. Ideally, I can stabilize the board. Okay, well now we're just gonna die next turn. They drew another. Man, when I say threat, I mean specific. Like, I mean creatures, not just threats. I think we're probably going to lose the game though. Their hand is very good, so unfortunate. So if they fetch land, we go 2. Oh, they have no land, so they have 2 spells in hand. Maybe a Snakeskin Veil. At 19, 2 spells. Well, what do I want to do? Do I just want to Kieran? How much does that accomplish? Talent. Could Dark Confidant as well. So what is the most effective? I think I'm gonna Dark Confidant. I can't really remove it. I have to hope to not die or whatever, but I don't think Edicting is that valuable because they just sack this and this thing's gonna one-shot me. Oh, we died, right? Yeah, unfortunate. I think this is probably a pretty good matchup, but you have to draw removal spells and they have to not like overload all your shit. Like Snakeskin Veil is terrible against Nowhere to Run. Just is what it is. Can't complain too much. Just nature of playing black-white decks. Like if you play against a matchup that's control and you draw all your Nowhere to Runs, you'll just die like an idiot. And then if you play against a matchup like this and you have a bunch of discard, then you'll also die like an idiot. So, what does this say? With mana value 3 or greater. So this can blow up some of the 3-drops. Preacher is not actually that good. Yeah, okay, so we just have to draw a removal and that's about it. Not much more to be said. I could put in Duress, I guess. I think I'm going to have the Elspeths in. These aren't great, but they are removal spells. Talent's kind of slow. We'll leave in Tiny Bones. So yeah, these caves are going to be Godless Shrines, which will make the deck better, actually. A lot of decks are just getting worse with rotation. This one in particular is getting an upgrade in the mana base, makes the verges better. You don't always have to take damage for your colored mana. I think I want to overload my removal. I have 4 mana as well. And then depending on what happens, sure, I don't even know what this is going to get. It's pretty embarrassing against nowhere to run. Forest. Not even sure. What does this card even say? So I just have to beat this Chocobo. I'm just going to re-clear the board and just attack them to 10. I guess it's actually probably correct for me to just animate the fortress, and I think they're just dead in the air. Like, they have to kill me with a Chocobo, which I don't think is possible. Okay, well, you can see the other half, the other side of the coin there. That was pretty fortunate. Yeah. That 4-drop is pretty good against my deck, but other than that, not that worried. So Dreams of Steel and Oil is rotating, but there's some other ways to discard creatures if you really want. I think I'm going to keep this on the draw. If I was on the play, I'd probably mulligan, but... we might die. It's definitely possible. Opponent discards, it's probably second Tifa. Well, it would appear we died. Maybe this was wrong, but I don't know. My hand's very good. Like, I have a spell to play. I guess the problem is that their deck can kill so quickly. Maybe that's something I should have respected slightly more. We drew the land, though, so back in it. I can get Snakeskin Veiled, I suppose. Bushwhack for land. Yeah, we're probably just dead, right? They're just gonna go Snakeskin Veil. Get Lost is very bad against 2 Hydras. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do, though. This card is so terrible. Like, Get Lost is one of the worst Magic cards you can put in your deck. It's unfortunate every time you have to cast it. It's just such a terrible card. It's basically good against exactly not creature decks. But, like, if your opponent ever puts a creature into play, it's just horrendously bad. Fungus. That's a weird card to have. Okay, second creature. No attack, no land. And I draw land. That's really good. Okay. So how do I not die is the next question. And I think the answer is I just die. You have to hope they don't hit a land. What's on top? Did they top it? Okay. So single land means I can double block. Is that even valuable? Yeah. Well, this game was my fault. I could have mulliganed. I mean, it's hard to know what the reality in which we mulligan, what things look like, but if you fall behind, this card doesn't really do anything. And it looks like I think they specifically boarded this in because it's a 1-mana creature. Like I don't think that my opponent thinks that this card is good against my deck. I think that my opponent thinks that Momentum Breaker is good against their deck, and they probably should put in every copy of a card that does anything. So we're dead to a land. I can't do anything about it again. Can I not die to land? It's 16 over 4 is 12 plus 1, so I can lifelink. Guess I can technically even attack with the Pixie. So we know their top card is a spell, or maybe we don't. I actually should have paid more attention. Okay. So I'm gonna do this. And mill them. I think it's a spell, right? If I could have topped a land. So I have to survive this turn. So it goes 16 to 4. It's a 5. So I go to 1. I guess I'll just, whatever. We're going to die to a land if they have a way to pump. It doesn't really matter, but I'm not sure if the extra damage matters either. Okay. So now this is just not lethal. Chocobo. Bristly bow. Damn. Unfortunate. Well, if we draw a land, I think we win. I think we just Elspeth and they lose. But, whatever. Let's see if it was close. Oh, whatever, broke. Alright, good game. I think I'm just supposed to pass and not play the Bob. Maybe this is bad. They put the land, it might have been worth doing, but I don't know if I need to do it here. Huh. Having the third land, I don't think I'm in a hurry. Their hand just like spot removal. That's what they drew, we probably just win now. kind of mana screwed. Our hand's just like perfect. Pretty bad spot to be in where like we kind of have to kill this, but removals, like spending removal on it also feels bad. I guess I'm just gonna pick up nowhere to run. I think as long as I have removal spells, I'm in no rush. I don't even have to play the Bob. I have clues, so there's nothing. Surprised my opponent hasn't conceded. Okay, so blue-black. We could try Conqueror. I don't really like any of these cards. I think Elspeth's pretty bad. And then I just hate Get Lost. Get Lost is an awful card. Maybe I need it for Kaito. I think I'd rather just try to make Kaito not happen, though. Do that. I really do not want to draw Get Lost in most situations. Bandit's Talent can be good if their hand has a lot of removal. Otherwise, it's fine. It's kind of mid. But I think most of the time, all I want to have happen is I draw removal enchantment, and then I bounce it, and that's basically all I want to do. And it's going to be pretty hard for them to Kaito if I just have a bunch of removal. If they have a fast start with like 1-drop, 2-drop, Kaito, we might be shit out of luck, but that's a reason to have. I think I can keep this on the draw. That's a reason to have. What's it called? Get Lost. Okay, well, that is part 1 of me being dead to Kaito. So the Kieran does block in the air, but let's see what they do on their second turn. I don't think I'm supposed to play around Kaito. I think I just jammed the Dark Confidant. That's nice to see. Well, now we're getting Kaito'd no matter what, which sucks. So if that's the case, let's play Dark Confidant. Kaito is a fucked up card. Please don't have it. Thank you. It's very kind of you to not play the fucked up card. So Curiosity, on the other hand, that one's going to be tough. Alright, this is fine. Well, I do about a curiosity? I probably shouldn't be too greedy. It's good to play the preacher or whatever, but alright, is this sorcery speed? I don't even know. Okay, target opponent gains control of another target opponent you control. If they do, you draw a card. Yeah, that's pretty good at instant speed. It means I can jump and then draw. Okay. So yeah. I want to note the difference between you control and you own. Some cards say you own, some cards say you control. I was looking because I didn't know if I could donate and then pick things up. I don't know what the hell's going on. My opponent just has like one of the worst blue-black draws. Is their hand just all lands? I think I'd rather Preacher than Bandit's Talent. Maybe they have like Go for the Throat. Okay. Well, maybe that was wrong. It's more mana efficient, though. I do have a pretty decent hand. I think being mana efficient's good. I want to clear this flyer, so if they draw Enduring Curiosity, it's not that scary. Okay, well, now we get to do that. I don't know if I'm in a hurry with this Bob. Let's just pop this off. And then Fabloon Trick. You want to do that to like... Oh, they're discarding it anyway. Okay. Well, if they top deck Enduring Curiosity, we might just die. Kind of need to not die to my Dark Confidant. Weirdly, I do have the Lifelinker, which pads stats. Please resolve my trigger. No, okay, I won't then. Sorry. My bad. Just Magic Online things. Okay, GG.